So welcome to our sixth video in the Learn to Code monthly series. I'm really excited to be doing this. It's lockdown day 1 in Lagos State. So I will apologize if there are any background noises. Everybody's home. So it's kind of really interesting, this experiment on the coronavirus and all that stuff. But thankfully, we know this is not the end. Life will move on and life will start again. This video will be looking at variables and data types, and I will leave a link to the blog post in the description for this video. Now, I will start this video with this quote, and this quote is by Eric Hughes, and it says, "As I see it, the purpose of programming is to build machines out of bytes which are impossible or too expensive to build out of atoms. Computers are machines that can imitate any other machine. Programming is the act of making them do that." And what this is basically saying is that a computer is a universal machine, and it does its job by being able to do three things. And those are: one, a way to keep track of things. So when we work with a computer can keep track of values in a program. A computer can make decisions, and we've seen that with the rise of artificial intelligence. And a computer can continue running programs. And if you understand the concept of loops, not really from a programming perspective, but even from just real life, then you understand that that is how the computer gets to do its work. It keeps track, it makes decisions, and then the processes just continue. Now, the first feature will be implemented using variables, and the rest of the features will be what the entire course is about, and that's what I deliberately did. I know a lot of people have mentioned lists, classes, and structures, but for the basic course, I would say it's best that we look at the concepts that are fundamental to using a computer. Now, when you talk about using computers, you are talking about variables and data types. And what a variable is, basically, a variable is just a container, and that's why this blog post is starting with a container. Just like different containers affect the content inside them, a variable is unique because you can then take the content in the variable and then determine how you want to use it. The way variables are declared in the Python programming language are by doing this is equals to 6, and then when you say 6, and then right now we've stored the value of 6. So when we say print x, x will give us the value of 6. So the value of 6 has been stored inside x as a container. Now, the question of data types is not really a question of variables. It's a question of what kind of information is inside the variable, and the function for that in Python is called type. Now, once you say type x, it will tell you that x is of the class init. Now, we have 5 basic types of data types in the Python programming language, and they are numbers, strings, lists, tuples, and dictionaries. Now, this basic course will only focus on numbers. Now, with numbers, we have 2 types. So we have integers and we have decimals, but that is from mathematics. In the Python programming language, we will call it a float. Now, if we use the type operator on the integers, what then happens is you see the class init. Now, if we use this type operator on the decimal, it tells you it's a class of float. Now, of course, these names aren't the best of names. I'm just naming them because you are watching. Now, there's no way you can be talking about programming and you will not mention this concept, which is content and context. Now, at the beginning, remember I said that a variable is a container. So we've established it's a container, but what content does it contain? And this concept is useful when you are trying to find the appropriate data type for a variable before you even write a line of code. And I'll give you an example. Phone numbers. if you have two phone numbers, you cannot add them together. So it doesn't make sense to call it number when you're defining it in your code. You would assign them to the data type of string. Another example, PIN numbers. Although we say PIN and we say yes, when we mention it as a label, which is the context, we would say it's a number. The content does not bring itself towards the concept of addition. This is a very important concept as you look at how to program as a beginner. And if you learn this now, you won't have any problems down the road. In our next video, we will be looking at the concept of statements and expressions. All the links for this video are in the description. Thank you very much for watching.